Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to show you something I just discovered today. Um, I own a ROG Strix Z390-E motherboard, and I own an i900 and 9900K CPU. The max boost clock frequency for this CPU is 5 gigahertz on all cores. And I've tested it and used it a little bit in the past, but due to stability issues, I decided to, just run at stock speed. But then I wanted to check if there was a difference when I run CAD programs at 3.6 gigahertz versus 3.5 gigahertz versus 5 gigahertz. Because apparently clock speed means a lot when you're running CAD software. And I stumbled upon this small issue because I knew I could change the settings in the BIOS to activate the 5 gigahertz clock speed on all cores, and I could change my XMP profile in the BIOS to support my 3200 megahertz memory. Some people may say it's outdated, but it works for me, so I'm still using it. And with memory prices as they are now, I'm not upgrading anytime soon. But I wanted to tell you this small thing I found, because I activated everything in the BIOS for 5 gigahertz, and I came into Windows, and basically nothing changed. I could see that my gigahertz speed was sort of locked at 3.49, and at first I thought it was a glitch, so I downloaded, let me see, I need to find that program. It's called Hardware Info. It can also show you more in real time when you have something that is not running as anticipated. So here you can see that the core clock speed is set to 3.5. And I could not really figure out why the clock speed was not fixed. So I remember I was using this in the past, and it actually said permanently 5 gigahertz or 4.9 gigahertz here when I was running the overclock on my CPU. So I knew that it was not supposed to show that. And when you ask ChatGPT in the first round, it will just say, oh, it's because it only boosts clock to 5 gigahertz, but that is not correct. When you manually set all cores to 5 gigahertz in the BIOS, the value here and the value here should show 5 gigahertz or equivalent, 4.9 to 5 gigahertz. And so I was fiddling around with settings in the BIOS, and I couldn't make this go up. And then I asked ChatGPT again what could cause this to not change, and it basically gave me an answer I wasn't actually expecting, but it gave me a hint. So when you, like me, when you want to avoid your computer to lock up if you're using 100% of the CPU power, then you can go into the power settings and you can set the power state to max out at 99% to prevent the CPU from locking up at 100%. Now, this is actually where the problem lays. I had set minimum and maximum power states of my power settings to 99% to prevent, when I did hard workloads, it shouldn't, put the machine into a freeze. But it turns out that Windows has a feature so that if you set this to 99%, then it effectively also tells the system disable any kind of CPU boosts that is enabled in BIOS permanently. And that is an issue because your CPU will not activate by power boosting either. It will not run anything but base clock speeds if you set that to 99% or lower. So I'm going to show you that now. You can easily go to the menu, you can search for power options, or you can just go to your You press Windows R on your keyboard, and then you type in this power CFG CPL. Let me see that I get the window. And then you press enter, and then you get this. And most people would have it at balanced or power saver or whatever. If you have that, you need to stop that. So you go to high performance, that's the first thing, and then you click change plan, and I set my display to never sleep, computer never sleep. But the issue here is you need to go to change advanced power settings. If you have previously been in here, or if you're running a power plan that is supposed to save power, like mobile CPU, then most likely at the bottom here this is called processor power management. If you have minimum and maximum power states here set to 99%, then this will effectively disable any kind of boost clock you have on your CPU. Any kind. It will never go over base clock speed. So if you're wondering why your computer is slow and you have a massively good CPU, and then this is going to be the case, because either your power profile is running at stock settings where this is set to 99 or lower, or you have manually yourself gone in there like I did and set it to 99% to prevent your PC from locking up. So if you are after performance, you cannot leave these at 99. So I'm going to bring up the hardware monitor again. I want you to pay attention to this number, and I want you to pay attention to this number. Okay? So if you change, let's say, minimum power state and you press apply, then nothing happens. Actually, it did. That didn't happen before. Okay, so minimum power state has to be 100%. But when I tested this earlier, actually I had to enable maximum power state as well. And now you can see that the clock speed is running at maximum boost frequency, and the core clock here is also running at maximum boost frequency. So previously I went in and I tried to just reduce this to 99. Let's see if it goes down. It does not. If you reduce this one to 99, you will see an immediate change. See, 3.49 and 3.495. So if you're wondering why your CPU is not boosting as you want it to, set these two to 100% to effectively tell your system to enable boost clock on your CPU. If it's set to 99 or below for both of these, then you're basically capping your system at the clock speed of your base clock speed of your CPU. So I hope that was helpful, and by the way, you're doing this at your own risk. don't take mine as a guarantee, because your computer may not be stable at your boost clock speeds for over a certain period of time, or maybe you don't have enough cooling. So this is just for reference, just so you know it. So basically, power, maximum power and minimum power profiles in Windows directly influence if your CPU will boost or not. So if you like these kind of videos, sub to my channel and give me a like, and feel free to comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.